Welcome to the Nitty Gritty, episode 80, which I just found out. And the last time we had our very special guest that we have today was episode 40.
It's like a tradition now. So that means at 120, you'll be back.
Oh, hell.
See, I think just
you're
him
welcome.
saying, oh, hell, and you're welcome. People know who it is already.
Yeah.
We have the one, the only Jason Dunnigan, the modern dad.
Yeah.
Our number one episode.
Our number one performing
I've
episode
had
of all time.
6. You guys have listened to me 6 times.
Hey,
Good
That's
job.
awesome if they did.
hey, that's making fun of us.
You're really blowing this out of the water.
We don't care, how many people, as long as we get a certain amount of listens, right?
Yeah, as long as the 6 of you keep listening over and over, it's worth it.
I've listened to yours twice. Not
I've
recently.
actually listened to it 6 times. I want to get your numbers up.
Oh, my gosh.
That's why it's the number one right
Yeah.
there.
Because I just play it every morning. I don't really listen to it. It's fine.
That's what we ought to start doing. Just on all of our devices, just play an episode all day long. Just keep it spinning.
Just have it going. Background noise.
I guess, does it even count that? Or is it just downloads? Isn't it just downloads?
Technically, it only counts downloads.
Okay, so I'll download it, undownload it, re-download.
Yeah.
Or I'll
There you
download
go.
it on every device I own.
So every time someone...
Is that a lot?
Like 2.
I would say in my house, I think there's 7 devices going at any given time.
Oh, yeah.
Between Xboxes and iPads, computer. So yeah, I'm going to try it. Or we could just buy one of those bots that just plays things over and over again. There's got to be some software program that we can get.
Yeah. Or you could just ask people to listen and download your episodes.
Wait a minute. That organic crap doesn't work.
It's for the
Just
birds.
like the groceries.
Amen.
Yeah.
Just costs
It's
more.
just a label. Well, welcome.
Thanks.
For coming. And he brought a BYU fan with him.
Which he is so happy about.
Yeah, he's a cute kid.
He is cute.
He is cute.
Thank goodness.
And there's a sports fan in your family now.
He's been a sports fan since the beginning, and I was like, guess I'll return the
Sports
Burberry
ball.
onesie.
What was his option to come today?
So his options were either you could come with me and meet a guy that loves BYU, or you could go shopping with Mom. I choose for the later, and he chose to come with me.
And he's loving it. He's just looking at all the helmets and...
Go try on that helmet,
Oculus.
Nixon. Go try on that helmet on the right with the shiny blue face mask. Yeah, he wanted to. Ever since I said it, he wanted to.
Yeah.
I knew this was going to be a tough one to get started. Having too much fun. Well, thanks for coming.
You're welcome.
You kind of saved us.
Anytime.
So we have a short list of we're calling them 2.0s, right?
Yep.
Susan was our first 2.0. And yesterday we had a couple people cancel on us that were new guests, and we're like, "Hey, let's get into the 2.0s cuz they like us. Maybe they'll come on short notice."
What they tell you.
So I sent a 4-page text to Jason yesterday morning.
Oh my gosh, I've never
Begging,
scrolled on a text longer in
pleading,
my life.
offering my meat, like a lot of my meat. And
Not the way you're thinking, people.
I think I ended
For those
the
of you
text-
that listen that do not live here in Utah, he owns a
I guess
meat
that's true.
smoking
Maybe not everyone
establishment.
knows that we're in a barbecue restaurant right now. And so yeah,
So
just so
offering
you know.
me, I'm like, oh, all right. That sounds tempting. So we're talking ribs.
Brisket,
We're talking brisket.
pulled pork.
Yeah. So
So yeah, and he said,
keep
yeah.
your minds
And
clean.
You drove. You're from.
Bountiful.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna say.
live in Bountiful. Not from there.
It's a drive. So thank you.
It is scenic, and you are worth it.
Oh, I love it. So yeah, plus you were my first choice for 2.0 because I just thought that we needed a lighter, laughing type of episode.
That's a lot of pressure.
We all need that right now.
We all need it.
Bad. I mean, it's like Christmas lights. Have you seen the amount of Christmas lights up already?
Yeah, come to my house.
I
They
love
are
it.
up.
And I love it too
I
right now.
love it.
People need Christmas earlier this year,
Our
myself
tree
included.
is up.
Yeah.
We have a little tree up, not our big tree.
Oh.
I haven't started listening to the music yet.
I have.
Me too.
FM 100.
Right?
Yes.
You guys use terrestrial radio?
Sure
still?
do.
Uh-huh.
Only during the week, not on weekends.
Okay.
I want to listen to that spiritual stuff.
You guys need satellite radio. There are like 32 Christmas channels this year. So
I just want to listen to the same 5 songs over and over.
what's your favorite
and
Christmas music? Like if you had to, do you have an album? Like, do you have an album you could pick as your number one? I think everybody has one.
Pentatonics.
Oh, which one? 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,
I'm not gonna
17,
apologize.
18, 18, 19, or 20.
Now hits 47.
That is a good one.
It's how does somebody stay relevant by producing a Christmas album once a year? Because I just saw their new one on iTunes the other day,
Really?
and that there's not that many Christmas songs.
Yeah, like give me a new Christmas song.
Yeah, make a new classic, right?
Yeah, but it wouldn't be classic.
Make a new classic.
No, I mean make a new one, like
Make a
one
new
that
one?
becomes a classic.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, now I'm picking up what you're
Right.
putting down.
They could probably do it. I mean,
Well, they just do covers. That's it.
Right.
well, and that's
Right.
what everybody does, pretty much. Like anybody that tries an album to make
Everybody
their own music.
sings White Christmas. We get it.
All right.
It's white. Okay, let's move on.
Or that song about Jesus.
Yeah, okay, we get it. It was his birth.
Or the Shoes song.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's an awful one.
It is true though. We don't like albums that have new. Like Garth Brooks tried doing.
But Kelly Clarkson's was good.
Really? With different
Now-
songs?
Yeah.
I'll have to
like-
listen to that one. I like Kelly Clarkson.
Me too.
I like her on The Voice with Blake Shelton.
She's the
They're
best.
funny.
Well, when Adam Levine left, I didn't think I thought it was over.
Oh.
But
I
she's
thought it
been
was
great.
over after the first season. I'm like,
No.
okay, we get it.
No.
You flip your chair.
I'm not gonna lie.
These people are all right.
Those like the
The auditions are the best.
are one of my favorite things to watch. Like,
Yeah.
That's one of the few times I will laugh out loud.
But you stop when that's over.
yeah, I don't
Same-
watch it
Same here.
past it.
Oh, yeah.
Just the auditions.
Yeah.
All the way up to maybe not
Battle
even the
rounds.
last episode of auditions is good because there's usually only one or two coaches that need like one person. So there's no fighting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that part of the show. But what's your favorite Christmas album? Jason, I didn't forget.
I don't have a favorite album.
See, I have an album.
Oh.
Do you have one, Drew?
You just said Pentatonic.
Wait, but I think
Or
you're
Now
being
Christmas
silly.
47.
What about you, Brent? Ooh,
Oh,
that's a good
wow.
one. Harry Connick Jr.'s, he has 2 Christmas albums. I'm very familiar. They are fantastic. I'm going to New Orleans tomorrow. He's like the man there. So
So what's your album?
Frank Sinatra,
Okay.
like his greatest Christmas hits, my favorite. I like all the Rat Pack type stuff.
Okay.
Like I like Dean Martin. Who else? I mean, I love Harry Connick Jr., Michael Bublé, Anne Murray. Does anybody know who Anne Murray is?
Yeah.
The Canadian like folk singer. She has awesome Christmas music. Anyway, I feel like
I love me
everybody-
some Preacher's Wife. It's not like Christmas music, but it's like, I don't know.
Christmas time music.
Give me some Whitney Houston
Whitney
in a
Houston's-
Christmas version.
Right. Wait, does she have a Christmas album?
No, Preacher's Wife.
Oh,
She
that's
was the
right.
wife of the preacher. So
That-
she sings all the songs.
Most
Not all of
preachers'
them,
wives do drugs.
Worth it.
Worth it. She was awesome.
So good. R.I.P. If you're listening, Whitney, I love her.
I was just waiting for you to be, and I...
No, I won't sing.
No? Okay.
I'm doing vocal training.
Wait, are you really?
Yeah, I had like something mess up with my voice last year. And so now I go to like this. Everyone that follows me, if you're following me, you know who you are, both of you.
We both follow.
I like something happened with my voice last year. I lost it. And I sounded like the guy from Mrs. Doubtfire. Remember when he's like getting the makeover and he's like, "Look, here's what you're gonna do," or like that lady from
Estelle on Friends.
yeah. It's Estelle, Joey. It's Estelle. That's what I sounded like.
sound exactly like
Right?
it right now. That
Or
was
the lady
actually
from
a
Monsters
perfect-
Inc. That's like, Mike Wazowski, your paperwork's due. So I sounded like that. So I went to this ear, nose, and throat doctor. I was gonna say ENT, same thing. And they were like, "There's nothing we can do." So sucks to suck. But then my voice came back, but I keep going.
Wait, so what happened?
I just have really bad acid reflux, and everyone blames it because I was taking shots of apple cider vinegar, and that's not what it is. So back off.
That usually knocks down acid reflux.
Right?
Yeah.
It
People
does.
are dumb. They're just saying
What do they
maybe
know?
they think apple, so they're
like, don't try to get
acidic.
healthy with us and that gut health. And I'm like, ugh, you're right. I won't. Sorry.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense that it would be that.
So I don't know. But it's
Weird.
back, and I don't sound like any of those people anymore.
Huh.
But you still go.
But I still go.
What do you do?
This sounds the most bougiest thing ever. I got a throat massage, and it sounds more inappropriate than it was. Because when the doctor told me I was getting this, she's like, sometimes they like shove their hands down your mouth. And I was like, what the hell is happening? Right? But what it is, picture this with me.
Okay.
It's like they take
man.
your Adam's apple and they just like move it around. And so you just sound
I'm so
weird.
ticklish on my neck.
So
I
my-
could never do that.
They take like your larynx and they just like pull it down. So like your voice, because I guess my larynx is that what it is? I don't know. I'm not a,
Is it larynx? Larynx? I don't know.
it's one of those L words.
Yeah.
And it's up really high, which is why my voice is high. So she's like, just massage it and have it loosen up so it can come down. And I'm like, are you trying to change my voice? All right, fine.
I didn't even know these were things.
Yeah.
So,
And this guy there was some singer of the choir at Temple Square. Is that what they're called now?
Motab? Oh, yeah. They're not Motab anymore, huh?
Yeah. And he was like, you are a tenor, and this is what you do. And I was like, actually, whenever I sing, I'm a baritone. And he was like, oh, no way. This is how you sound. And I was like, oh, my gosh.
I'm thinking of the guy on, I just watched that show. I think we talked about this on another episode with Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn.
The breakup?
The breakup. You know, the acapella brother?
Yeah.
That's what's reminding me. Mm-hmm. You ever been in a room full of men just singing?
So is that a no? Okay.
No.
So hold on, you do this like more than once.
No, so I did it one time. And then I was like, I don't need to do that again. Because they just like move your throat around. But there's nothing. This sounds awful. There's nothing like going down your throat. It's more like a neck massage.
That doesn't sound worth it.
Right? See, it was weird. So, there you go. Happy Friday. Or whatever day you're listening to this on.
2020 just got a whole lot better.
You know what's crazy though? I think when you were here, it was normal because it was like
It was
It
normal.
was February, I think,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden
It was like right before.
Yeah, because I was getting ready. I was telling you how I was going to go to I was hosting a Galentine's event
That's right.
uh-huh.
for Valentine's. Like, talk about the most creative name.
Oh, yeah. You were going that night.
No, that night I was
Right?
going to the Mindy McKnight hair event
Hair. Okay.
with every influencer woman in America. and then me. And then that weekend I had an event for Galentine's. And here we are now, locked up.
now events are no more.
No more RIP events. Man.
It's wild to think of how much has changed in just a short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And you got Corona too.
I did.
You got the virus.
I got it, suckers. And I talked about it on the gram, and the world came for me that I was the reason it was spreading. Not the fact that somebody ate a bat. It was all my fault.
Did you get a lot of hate?
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. Back then it was worse.
It was awful. Because everybody was like, well, I know how you got it. You got it because you were at this on Tuesday, and you went here with Karen, and you went here with Bruce, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, first of all, how do you know my whole schedule and you don't follow me? Second of all, back off. It was so weird. But yeah.
Did you ever get really sick? You never really felt it.
Nothing. I could taste. Like, if believe me, I would know if I ever lost my taste. Look at me. I tasted everything just fine. I could smell everything because my farts smelled the same. It was fine. So it was like, I literally had no symptoms. But the University of Utah was going around and they said, hey, we're just testing random people. Do you want to get tested? And if you do, you get a $10 Amazon gift card. And I was like, do you know what I could get for $10 on Amazon?
Is that true? They were offering people gift cards to get tested?
I loved it.
Really?
But we each got one, so that was $20 to Amazon.
Well, see, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they were trying to pad the numbers. I'm convinced that there's some ulterior motive here. Because it's real. We've all had it. For sure. But why are you offering people money to test them?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Well, what they were doing is they were doing a test to see, I mean, I don't know what the original test was for, but what they were finding out is 3 of every 4 people that were tested positive, so 75% of people that were testing positive had no symptoms at all.
And of course, they never talked about it being that high. Ever.
Yeah, that's what we got in our email.
Weird.
It was fancy. The one email I read that was like...
self-destructed.
Yeah.
I messaged you after you posted it. Remember? I said, I'm like, you should get another one because my grandma had 3 right at that same time.
Yeah.
And only one of them was positive, but then she got 2 negative.
Uh-huh.
So I was just convinced that there was something.
When I was like, don't you dare shove one more thing in my nose.
Well, and
After
it was
all
weird.
the stuff I've snorted up there, I don't want a stick shoved up it.
And at that time, I thought the U was the only one producing positive. Like, I felt like the U was like wanting more positives. But
Well, they were incentivizing people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were. And I felt there was a political line there, like that's the one liberal place. Like everywhere else is different. And so I thought there was some weird motivation. And now to hear that there's Amazon gift cards being handed out.
Yeah, they were. I mean, it wasn't like candy. You still had to get the thing up your nose.
You could buy $10 worth of candy.
And I did.
Or, I mean, what, 50 in your case if everybody got tested.
Yeah.
But
so
that's weird. That's a
it was
really
weird.
weird thing. I wish we knew that before Spencer Cox came on. We could have asked him
About it.
Yeah, what's
Next
with
time.
giving people gift
Spencer
cards
Cox
to get tested?
2.0.
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
You better have a
Governor.
lot of questions.
Yeah, we do.
You might be
Right.
kind of nervous to come back.
Yeah, I
Oh.
think we'd be a little. I still love the guy, but I definitely have more questions than I did last time.
Yeah. So what else is new? What else has changed? I mean,
My weight, I weigh more now because I'm not running like I used to.
Why?
It's too cold.
It is cool.
And I don't have any. All races are canceled, so I have no incentive to run. All I want is a stupid medal and free T-shirt, and I say free, like, because that's all you get.
Right.
Even though you pay like $700 to do the dumb race. So yeah, races are canceled, so I'm not running. You can't really go to the gym, so I just watch things on TV,
Like what?
like Real Housewives of SLC.
Oh, do we have to talk about that? Should we?
You don't have to.
Oh, that lasted about 30 minutes. I couldn't do it.
I'm in episode 2, but I'm not like hooked yet. No one like is screaming to me. They're just screaming at me.
There's screaming.
Yeah.
It just seems too fabricated. I mean,
Right?
all reality shows are.
No. They're
Well,
all real.
They're all scripted, but this one seems overboard scripted.
For sure.
No one in Utah is that interesting, I don't think.
No.
Right?
I mean, besides me.
That's true. I would watch a reality show with you in it.
I mean, I did audition for Real World at one time. And then
Did you? Did we talk about that?
I don't think we ever did.
Did you really?
Yeah. So when I lived in California, there was an open casting call, and a friend of mine were like, well, let's just go. And I went, and the question that went around the table, so you're in this big group, a big circle, and it's in a bar, so everyone's hammered, and it's like 3 PM, so why not? And the question that they asked everybody was, what's the biggest misconception people have about you? And so everyone's like, oh my gosh, people think I'm so slutty, but I'm really not. And I'm like, okay. But the guy next to me, he's drinking a beer. He looks like a lumberjack. And he's like, the biggest misconception everyone has about me is they think I'm totally straight, but I am 100% gay. And I was like, shut up. I am completely opposite. Everyone thinks I'm 100% gay, but I'm 1,000% straight. And he was like, oh, I'll change that. I'm like, oh.
Okay. Yikes.
So the two
Was
of
he
us,
giving out throat massages?
right? Ooh. So the two of us got pulled aside after, and we had to fill out a 17-page application.
Whoa.
That was like, tell me about the Saturday in elementary that was the hardest for you. Like, it was the most detailed questions.
So you got past the open casting
So I got
part.
past open
You got
casting.
to round 2.
Get to round 2, fill out an application. They're like, we don't have enough time for you to stay here and fill this out, but we need this back tonight. So I had to fax it was 17 pages. I turned it into 27 pages because
Wow.
I had a couple things to tell them. And then I had to fax it to him because before any of you that are listening were alive, there was a thing called fax machines if you wanted to get things to people quicker. And so I had to fax the whole thing. It cost me like $20. And then I got like other interviews, and then I was too old. Because the age demographic was 18 to 25, and I was turning 26 before.
So this was just a couple
filming
years ago?
started. Right. hmm Yeah. It was right before I got married.
But I'm totally gay.
I was like, "Ugh." I'm like, you're making that up. And he's like, no, I'll show you. I was like, we're good. We're fine.
It's true. There's no... The whole stereotypical gay dude is not
Oh, yeah.
how it is anymore.
Yeah.
It's... You got the bears. You got the... Isn't that what the lumberjack guy was? A bear?
I think so.
That's what they call me. My gay friends are like, you're such a bear.
Like,
Just a
thanks.
big hairy dude, I
Yeah.
guess. I'm like, okay,
All right, cool.
cool. Let's go shopping.
Want more meat? Yeah, I do.
Well, see, that's a gem right there. We didn't hear about that
Yep.
last time.
So I would have been.
You would have been awesome on Real World.
I would have been on
What
Real World
season?
Australia.
Whoa.
Yeah, they missed out.
What was the one where we had an LDS girl? New Orleans? Was that who? That
Oh yeah, so
Julie?
there's Julie. She was on Australia, and then Chet was on Boston.
She's the one that called black people colored people.
Oh, I'm sure.
And everyone was like, do you live and leave it to Beaverland? Like, did you just
Well,
say
sure. I
colored?
live in Provo.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was so embarrassing to watch, but a gutsy move for her to go on.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So-
she was New Orleans, the first New Orleans cast, and then there was Chet that was Real World Brooklyn,
Okay.
and he was more.
Real World was great.
I loved it.
I remember that.
It's not the same anymore. They still do it, but it's just
I know.
it's over the top now.
That's weird.
But yeah, we almost had a LDS dude on The Bachelorette this season. A local guy,
Oh yeah.
Brett
I thought there was a couple, wasn't
Engeman. Oh, was there another one? I feel like there's a Utah County person on there just about every season now.
there? Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But we do love it here,
Shocking.
right? We love it.
Utah and wanting to get on reality TV.
It's
I
true.
mean, look at me. I did. I'm like, oh.
As we just finished up his
Yeah.
application
Yeah.
process.
I'm like, oh, it's so annoying that people from Utah always want to be on reality TV. So I auditioned for Real World.
That was back before it was super cool. Well, not, where everybody did it,
Right.
right? You were ahead of the curve.
And it wasn't auditions were here. I was in California.
Right. I almost got on Biggest Loser. Like, I made it all the way to the very final. It was like a 6-month
Oh, yeah.
process. And it was the one where it was family members came in like together. It was me and my aunt. And so we were beat out at the very end because they found one more couple that was like directly related, like a mom, like a mom, son,
Yeah.
or brother, sister, because we were aunt, nephew.
Ugh.
They're like, yeah,
You're not
it was
close
so much work. Like, yeah, the filling out this
Oh, yeah.
the psychological packet
Yeah.
and sending in videos, and I mean, it was nuts. So next time you're excited about being on TV,
Forget about it.
until you are actually on the plane heading to wherever that is, just tell yourself it's a no,
Yeah, just keep paying 20%.
because it's like a
tithe,
95% chance you're not getting on TV.
Right?
TV's
It's probably better that you're not on there because you're not that entertaining. Not
That's
you,
true.
but
No, me too.
people in general.
It's not. It's it's a lot of work. You don't get crap for money.
Yeah.
The other TV thing I was going to do, like I was one of the main hosts in the first season. I would have ended up making like $1,500 an episode, and it was going to be on Food Network. So yeah, there's no money in reality TV unless you hit a second season. Once you get to second, that's when you start making some dough. But anyway, yeah. So I think you dodged a bullet.
Did I?
Yeah. Plus, Real World, like.
Could you imagine?
But
then there's the challenge.
Be going on the challenges.
I still watch that. It is my. I for sure would have been right. I would have been like, I'll take him out. He's got nothing on me.
That's crazy. I mean, that turned out to be like a 20-year career for him.
I know. He's going back for this next season.
It's like all the people that showing up on Bachelor in Paradise.
Right? Yeah. We get it. You're still not married. Shock.
No. Please keep coming back. Please keep coming back. Oh, I love that show. They better let Jordan Kimball back on after he chucked that Spaniard last year. See, that was like your whole... That story you just told about Real World, like that was just like that. Like who would have ever thought that glitter undies Jordan could suplex a guy?
Mm-hmm. How about you had one of the most popular dudes in the restaurant here not too long ago?
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about that.
No,
Tyler C was at Bam Bam's.
What?
He was
like by himself.
By himself. There were 4 women here on a road trip. They were old. They were in their 40s probably, and he had his mask on, but they knew who he was. And he spent an hour talking to them. My staff said he was the nicest guy in the world. And I talked to Chris after, and I said, you know anything about this? He's like, yeah, I was with him yesterday. I told him to come in. It's like, well, why don't you give me the heads up, man? Anyway.
One job, Chris.
Yeah.
To tell me when these people are coming in. Tell me when hot dudes
from the show come in. Yeah. So yeah, he was. I wasn't here. I was at a hockey game, but I couldn't get here in time. But supposedly super nice guy. So pretty cool.
Yeah,
love that show. This season is pretty good so far.
We were watching it, but
not into it. I kind of wish Claire was still there because she's a nut job.
Yeah,
Tayshia's kind of crazy too, but I don't know. Claire's crazy.
Oh yeah.
So 39 years old, still acting like that.
Good
with her 24-year-old. Oh, just one little thing I found out. I'm sure people are tuning out now because we're talking about The Bachelorette. But I found out homeboy, it says he's a model, right?
Oh, yeah.
He is a costume model for Party City.
Yeah. My wife showed me the pictures.
I heard that on Howard Stern yesterday. He's a costume model for Costume City or Party City catalogs.
My wife showed me the picture. She's like, here's his model pictures. I'm like, where did you get those from? That girl
what were you Googling?
Dig. I'm like, wow, you really got up the good stuff.
That's amazing. So yeah, but I think people know that I'm a big Bachelor fan. You don't watch it, do you, Andrew?
It's on a lot because Jenna watches it, and so I'm there.
You're sleeping?
It depends. If it's like past 8 o'clock, then yeah, I'm probably asleep.
Right.
There's only one thing he will stay up for past 8, and that's basketball games.
Oh.
The Jazz.
Jazz games, yeah.
Even then, it's a struggle sometimes.
Amen.
Are you going to bed early?
No.
Yeah, I was going to say I didn't think you would be.
I don't stay up for any Ute games. I'll stay up for.
Wait, are you serious?
Oh,
Ute games
for a University of Utah football game. I will stay up. Ask him. Huh? Hey, do we stay up late for the Utah games?
I hope you're booing that, a boy.
He's like, no.
No.
But we've watched BYU football this year, huh? Because there haven't been Utah games.
We need to go a game.
He doesn't care because homeboy's over there just on the phone. He'll tell you whatever you want.
I love his BYU mask. I love these and all BYU stuff. I'm gonna have to send you home with a present.
Oh dear.
Yeah. You can have that poster of Ashley right there. Just kidding.
Put that on your roof, on your ceiling.
I do have some posters for you, though. I love it. Well, what else? What else do we not know about you? Because, I mean...
we talked about the tattoo.
I was going to say,
about...
the Real World was... We unearthed a gem with that story.
Yeah.
I want another one of those.
Oh, my gosh. The gems that are in this vessel. If you only knew.
The vessel. It's a strange
word.
Yeah,
that is a weird word. I don't know.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You're obviously in the social media world. I want to hear your thoughts on the social dilemma.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, good question.
Stupid question. It's
No.
so dumb.
Why is it done?
It is one-sided. And don't tell me that wasn't the most over-dramatized family ever.
The family was ridiculous. I
Like,
finally
lock
admitted
up my
a couple
phone
weeks
and you
ago.
really think Homegirl is going to take a hammer to get her phone out?
She's
Because
I
breaking
wonder-
through it.
2 minutes without her phone?
I wonder how. I think, because yes, I agree with you. I finally realized, or I finally came to terms with, the family was stupid.
Yeah.
They overdid the whole, any of the dramatized scenes, they overdid it. But the more I'm around youth sports, the more I realize that there are probably more kids that would do that than we think.
No.
Because I think
Not
parents
that
really
far.
suck at parenting.
For sure.
Like, I can't believe how many kids talk back to me as an adult.
Oh, 100%.
Like, I'll go and ask them. I've been taking the kids to this open ice, hockey thing, right? And everybody kind of takes their little spot of the ice. It's crazy how if I ask a kid not to like skate right through our little area fast, because I have 2 kids that are brand new at skating, they'll just be like, well, I paid to be here too.
What are you going to do about it?
They talk back to you?
Oh, it's insane. Now, granted, I'm in like the rich white man sport, right? Like a lot of kids that play hockey, it's an expensive sport to
Right.
play. Luckily, I already had a ton of the stuff, but they come from some money and
Their
they
dads own restaurants and
Shut up. Listen, don't make me post your house plans. I will do it. I have a funny Jenna story about that too. Dang it. She sent me a Christmas idea. We'll talk
I
about
know
it
about
after.
it.
Oh, it was so funny. Anyway, but I've just noticed no kid, hardly any of these kids that all ask nicely to just like, hey, will you not skate through here? Hardly any of them say,
Oh, yeah, sure.
yeah, sure, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. Oh,
so why
that
do you
for
think that
sure.
has anything to do with social media?
I'm just saying,
How do we get there?
what we're talking about is the girl exploding the Tupperware where her phone was
Because she
locked.
want her phone?
Like a couple weeks ago, we had mentioned that would never happen. But I'm starting to wonder. I think there are some kids nowadays that literally have zero parenting.
Oh, yeah.
And they maybe not get away with that, but they can they already must get away with a lot. So I don't know.
There
I
are
wonder
people
how
just
far off that is.
little S heads.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, even our own kids do it. Like, I've heard you get mad at your kids. You've heard me get mad at mine. Like, shut up. You don't listen. When I tell you something, you do it. You don't talk back. The kids just talk back.
Oh,
And I don't
yeah.
know if I think it's a bad thing. It's
But I
good
don't
that
think
they're
that's a
thinking on their
social
own.
media thing. I think that's
Oh,
strictly
no.
because of
that's
parenting.
just bad parenting.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the problems that maybe we're blaming on social media
Are our problem. It's because
yes.
we're the ones not doing anything.
Well, you say it all the time, Andrew. What was that saying that we were talking about the other day? The social media doesn't create the problem; it amplifies it, right?
It magnifies it.
And I think there's probably some truth to that.
Totally.
But what else? So you jumped to the family thing. You thought that was over dramatized,
Right,
But
but
what
I
about
think
the rest?
The whole thing, listen to it. The music's just like super dramatic music when they're talking. And I know nothing about these people that were all interviewed, but just my thoughts. This is all from me, not research, nothing. None of them work for the companies anymore. None of them are still there. So now they all can go in and say whatever they want because they're not under like anything. So if you left the company because you had a moral dilemma, you felt in your body like, oh my gosh, this is so awful. I cannot do this anymore. Okay. Or did something else happen? You were let go. Now you're pissed. And so now you're going to go and do this. So that's all I think of is like, and the thing too is I work in social media. I know that I am posting things. I am posting ads, not for me. Keep following me. Keep following the Modern Dad. But for companies, if a company posts an ad, the ad is, you go on the back end and I say, I want this to go to 18 to 35-year-old women that work in this industry that do that. Like all your stuff is in there. You put all your information in there. You chose to put the content in there that you did. And so
Do you honestly believe that that's all of it, though?
No, I know there's more, but I don't think part of it was where they said how they talked about saying you're going to suddenly start seeing things. They're just going to start pushing content. It's like content's not just randomly made out of air.
And it's not just I will admit this week I had one that I looked at my phone. I'm like, are you watching me?
Yeah.
But it was a person. It was a person I've been thinking. I'm like, because you know how the algorithm works.
Sure.
Like you don't even realize that you're not seeing some of your friends, you know?
Right.
And this person just clicked in my mind like, oh, I got to reach out to her and say what's up. I never said that to anybody. I never
Those
looked
words
her name
never
up.
came out of your mouth.
Never came out of my mouth.
All of a sudden there was her
all
picture.
of a sudden yesterday, she's in my feed.
It's the chip that's in your mind.
I'm telling you,
sent it to
the thing
your
is
phone.
so freaky smart.
My thing is I honestly don't freak out about it.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you can choose who you follow. You can choose what you see. You have the choice to go in and unfollow things that make you feel uncomfortable, that you don't agree with. I unfollow people now because I'm just like, I don't care. And it's not like all of a sudden Instagram's just showing me those accounts that I don't follow.
I think that's the thing.
But they kind of are.
But hold on. I think that's important to know that you do because I think that was the number one message I think they tried to do. Is like, you have no control over this, right? Like that was the whole message of Social Dilemma is you have no control.
Mm-hmm.
You are a user.
Right.
You know, this algorithm is smarter than you. And
which is true.
a lot of those are true.
For sure.
Right. But it's like you do have control.
You really do have control.
I mean, we talked about this with Sarah Kimball, the family tech, is like the best part of it was at the end, like, yeah, just turn off notifications.
Right.
You know, unfollow people.
Yes.
You know, so you can do things to be proactive about it. But it is really easy to watch that and be terrified of it.
Yeah. And it's really easy to get sucked into social media. Like I do it. I'll be there and all of a sudden, like 9 hours later, I've been on TikTok and I'm like,
TikTok is
well, I
probably
guess
the
now
best
I'm going to
one.
have to go
Like
do
as
all
far
these
as
things.
sucking you in and just
For sure.
because I literally never open TikTok. I think I said this on the last episode, but I have it just because my friend Andrew always sends me funny TikTok videos.
Right.
So I just want to be able to open them. Not once have I opened one of those and not kept going.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like 30 minutes later, I was like, oh my gosh, what just happened?
Right.
Oh, and it's amazing. Like it is really good. It's funny. I've kind of reverted back. So I listened to Tristan Harris, the guy that
On Joe Rogan?
On Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
He was kind of the main guy on Social Dilemma, the one that they called like Google's conscience or
Right.
whatever. And it's so funny. He's always every like 10 minutes, he's like, I'm not anti-tech. Like I want everybody to understand this. Like I think tech has made our society better. Like I don't want it to go away. But then he'll kind of talk about some different things and it made it not so dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody should listen to that interview just because it makes it just more black and white than watching the Social Dilemma. But I mean, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, and that's the thing. We're all older. Like we all can make it's the youth that I'm worried about because they don't know how to. They don't know. They don't have anything pumping brakes, right?
Well, I think
They're
that's the
just
thing
going.
with us as parents is that we need to make sure that we are knowing what our kids are seeing, what they're involved in. I think if my kids had social media accounts, I wouldn't just be like, "Oh, Nixon, you're fine. Whatever you go check out, whatever you want. It's fine."
Right.
Have you thought about that? Like, what is going to be like your family philosophy of social media as your kids get older?
Yeah, I think as they get older, it's a matter of why do you want to be on there? What are you going to do on there? And also, if you're going to hide it from me, then you're not doing it. I think if you can't let me be in your account and see what you're seeing, then we have a problem. So if we can't have that open communication, then there's no reason for you to have it. But I get it. Like that's the way kids talk. That's how I know what my friends from college are doing. We see each other's posts. We see what they're up to. It's now the way of knowing what's going on in other people's lives without picking up a phone and dialing their number, because who does that anymore?
Seriously. Yeah, I don't do that anymore. I like face-to-face still, but I hate talking on the phone.
I barely like answering a text.
Thank you. You texted me yesterday. Man, that means I'm important.
But I think, like, as long as we know what our kids are doing, I think that's what's important.
Yeah.
Well, that's what she said, right? That's what Family Tech said.
It's all about monitoring.
Like,
Right.
she gave us great, she's like, how do you teach your kids to be social if you're not allowing them to socialize in the way that we socialize now? And that was a good point. But then she said, here's some monitoring apps and things that you can use to work. Because I think you said it best. One, I think there's an age where, like, at least in our house, it's high school. Like, when you get to high school, you can have a fully operational cell phone and you can start with social media.
See, in our house, it's once you're baptized, because then you can just make all the mistakes because now you're accountable. So
It's off of my plate now.
yeah, next year, Nixon.
But you're right. Like, the second I can't see everything happening in that phone,
Right,
it's toast.
right.
And so,
And I know there's tons of things where kids are hiding it and you think they have one account, but it's a secret account. Like, I get it, but I think it's, as parents, we're just like so naive and we're like, wait, they can do what?
right.
And so as long as we're keeping ourselves knowing what's going on and having communication with our kids,
I think
like,
that's the key right there.
right.
is
If I get to a point with my kids where they won't talk to me about stuff, then I've been doing something wrong.
Right.
It's like with teachers where we always say, oh, the teachers are awful. They're doing so many things wrong. My kid's perfect. It's like, no. What am I doing wrong so I can help the teacher to help my kid better? And so I think
That's
it's just,
accountability.
Right.
I don't think, do people do that still?
I mean, I don't,
I mean,
but I heard
it's funny, like, we joke about it, but I think that's probably, like,
For
what you just
sure.
said might
There's
be
very
society's biggest problem right
totally.
Yes.
now, is that it is not my kid's fault.
Yeah.
It's you're the teacher or you're the coach.
Like, quit yelling
or-
at an effing coach and say, like,
Right.
oh my gosh, how would you not let my kid play? It's like, okay, first of all, did your kid do the things he asked?
Right.
Did your kid listen to him? Did your kid talk back to him? Like how we were just saying kids talk back all the time. Like, maybe the coach is punishing him because of things he didn't do and punishing in a way that, like, doesn't get to play as much.
Right.
Or don't be blaming the teacher because your kid's failing. Is your kid doing the work? But we put so much on, like, oh, there's no way my kid would have done that. That's
Yeah,
not
we're
my
so
perfect child.
Overprotective of our kids. And
Yeah.
and they're a
Well, it's
reflection
because
of us,
that's
right?
why.
That's it's like, if my kid's failing, that means I'm failing.
Right.
So it's got to be
I'm
your
gonna-
fault, not mine.
Yep.
You're the reason my kid's failing, not my kid.
Yep.
It's like, no.
How did we get there? How did we get to this?
It was probably a Tuesday in 97.
I mean, really, the only thing I can really see is, so not social media, but I mean, maybe mobile. We go back further. Maybe mobile devices in general. Like, what happened? Like, why the parenting drop off? Because, like, when we grew up, all of us, I mean, I was scared to bring a bad report card home. I got my ass kicked
Oh,
for
yeah.
that. You know what I mean? But I don't know. What changed? What made us all lighten up on that?
Well, maybe it's
Stuff.
because of growing up, we were all so, like,
Terrified?
terrified.
So we're doing
Like,
the opposite?
right. And so
Right.
we feel like, well, I don't want my kids to be afraid of this, so I'm going to do opposite of what my parents did.
But you turned out pretty good, right?
I turned out really good.
Right.
You're welcome,
I
world.
feel like I wouldn't be where I am if my dad wasn't the way that he was. You know, he was tough.
Right.
But he taught me how to work. He taught me how to be accountable. Manners are a big deal. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a please and thank you person. So yeah, I look back on some of that stuff and there's some things I want to take out of that equation for
Right.
sure, but was it really so bad?
Right.
We all kind of turned out pretty good. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Drew?
I mean, I think there's been a lot of good progress made in the way that we parent, as far as, like, we talk about communication and having open dialogue.
Right.
Like, I do think back in the day it was, no, you do what I say no matter what.
Right.
and you're expected to do exactly what I say.
Right.
If you make a mistake, you are a mistake. So I do think that there has been progress made in that regard.
I did tell Cohen that last night. If I tell you to do something, you do it.
Oh,
Well,
if you were my dad, I would probably wet the bed every night. I'd be so scared.
But I do think it's just a matter of like, we're all scared of, and I think it all comes back to like an insecurity that I'm worried that you think I'm going to be less if something like this happens, and so that's why it's like everything's okay, because that way if it's okay, it doesn't mean I'm bad.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
I didn't fail. Like I think we look at failure as a negative thing, where there's nothing wrong. Failure is part of everyday life. It is who we are. It's the only way we grow and get where we want to go is by going through those types of things. So I do think, it's like the quote, it's the best of times, it's the worst of times. I think we are smack dab in that.
right.
I think there's so much good, social media being one of them, so much good on it,
Right.
and so much bad.
For sure.
You just get to own it and decide where you're going to sit.
Right.
Pick who you follow. Follow
Right.
the modern dad. He's funny. He's a good time.
He's wholesome.
He's very wholesome. He loves
He gets throat
Jesus.
massages
Yes. And so
on
I
his
think
larynx.
you pick the things you want to follow that are going to bring you joy.
But it's so true. Because like if you're only following stuff like that, let's use, so like I'll use me as an example. On my personal account, I follow a bunch of like the jazz players, right?
Yeah.
And who are they following? And so like sometimes I go to the search and all of a sudden crap that pops up, I'm like, oh my.
6,000 bikini models.
It's
are
like,
in your
where
feed.
is this coming from?
Right.
And so then
I use the term bikini loosely
Yeah.
in more
So do
ways
they.
than one. Yeah.
But then, so what you make adjustments. So you own that as opposed to being like blaming social media for them having that pop up. It's like there is a scientific reason that's there, so I can do something about it. So then what I do, I click on like every shoe ad I can. So now if you go through my feed, it's like every sneaker account possible, but I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Right? Because I choose that.
Right.
Sure. Yeah, but there's still a lot that you don't choose. Especially, it's funny, it's not just ads anymore. It's other accounts. Like Twitter's really bad at that. Where you'll, in your feed, because somebody that you follow liked something, they think that they can put that in your feed.
Right.
And so I do kind of wish that it would go back to the way that it was, because at some point, that's what they talked about in this podcast, is still the number one motivation for what they're doing is your attention.
Yeah.
They call it an attention-based economy. Like they don't care about the person.
They just want to
The
keep
algorithm
you in the app
the algorithm is basically trained to keep eyes there longer. It doesn't have any feeling or soul. It doesn't say like, well, a kid shouldn't see this. It's like, oh, well, a lot of people when they see this, they're paying attention. So let's start pushing it out. That is the scary part to me, especially with like Snapchat and TikTok and some of the other ones.
Sure.
So how is it different than like a restaurant making really unhealthy food?
Because
their
when you
job
come
is to
into
keep you coming back.
okay, but you're choosing to walk through.
You're
the door.
choosing to open social media.
Yeah, but that's not the same. Because when I open social media, like you drove here to a restaurant, you come here, you look at the menu, you choose what you want, and then you get it. What I'm talking about is the part on social media where you never asked for any of it, right? Like it's just something else put it there.
Yeah.
And so, it's like putting crack in front of a recovering crack addict. Like they wanted nothing to do with it. But what if all of a sudden they get in their car and there's a big pile of crack on their dashboard?
Yeah.
Amen.
That is the same thing. Like
Yeah.
to me, that's
Amen.
more. It's like dive right in.
Boom. Face plant.
So anyway, I think ultimately what they're trying to do is make it so it's not just 100% attention based economy.
right.
We have to start taking into account how this affects people. And there's a balance there, I think. So yeah, Instagram used to be, you see who you follow, you see it in chronological order, but it's gotten to it's a whole different beast now.
Yeah.
And it's not everybody on it. Well, not to mention they were talking a lot about what they do in other countries where they don't have the regulations, where there's a bunch of developing countries where Facebook is a forced app on the cell phones that they sell, and they can't text for free, email for free, nothing, but they can do all that through Facebook. So all of a sudden, the only way people are communicating is through Facebook because that's the free thing. Like that's so now you are forcing something down someone's throat just so they can have the basic thing. So anyway, that I think there's definitely a scary side, but I don't think it's anywhere close to how dramatic they make the show.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's just my thoughts.
That was a lot of thoughts.
I know. Sorry.
Holy man.
I've been paying attention to it. Like I continue to listen to interviews and because I chilled out on the social dilemma.
Yeah.
Because you're right. Like Jason, you're right. It's way over dramatic.
So also, why are you caring so much about it?
Well, because
I understand caring like you are aware of it, but also like why are you wasting your time like caring so much? Is it truly affecting your life?
Oh no. I just want to hear all sides of it.
For sure.
Like because when we had why can't I ever remember Family Tech's first name?
Sarah.
Gosh dang it. I'm sorry, Sarah. I 180'd when Sarah came in because Anna was telling us like, you guys need to chill out on the social dilemma thing. Like it sounds like fear.
Yeah.
Right. And that's not our style. And
yeah.
So I kind of 180 when she came, but then I listened to some more interviews and then I kind of went back. And so I just like to hear, because you're right. People are selling their point.
Exactly.
Right. And it's biased, but like you, Anna, you guys, that's your social media bosses, right? And so I think that everybody has their position based on what they do. So I'm just trying to find the middle.
I think ultimately our job is to take the good from it and move on.
Yeah.
Right? Because I think there is good that you can take from it as far as like being aware. If you weren't aware that kind of stuff is in there, like just being aware of it, but then understanding how you move on from it.
Right.
Instead of just kind of dwelling in it. And because I think what happens too is it's fun. It's popular to become a victim.
Oh, for sure.
And so I think that allows people.
That's an interesting point.
To be a victim. Going back to like, I blame the teacher or the coach. I'm a victim here. Right. So I think it's the same thing. We like to play that role.
Yeah.
Right.
So
it's just fascinating. I mean, honestly, what it boils like if I'm studying something, it's because I'm entertained by it.
Right.
And that's, I'm not a tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy. I want to understand it, but you're right. I don't want to be scared of it. But I guess that makes it easier for me not to be scared.
And it's just nice. I totally get like, it's great to have the knowledge of knowing like what it does.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like
none of us really know.
Who cares? Yeah.
Well, Susan says that.
If it's like, if it is affecting your day-to-day life in a bad way, then yes, make some choices that are different, but like, whatever.
Well, and I agree. I guess I'm more interested in the kid side of it.
Totally, yeah.
Because I've got kids starting to come up on that age where they'll get cell phones and all that stuff. And I know how I was as a kid. It's like, when I got into something, I got into something.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I am screwed.
As he's staring into a phone.
Oh, my gosh. If my kids are like a 10th of what I was growing up, we're in big trouble.
The tattoos,
yeah,
the gangs.
I got that at 7. So he's due.
It's a little bigger now.
Right. Yeah, it's got the stretch mark.
Doesn't look
People
like
can't really read
Comic
it like it
Sans
used
anymore.
to. They're like, oh.
Bold face.
Yeah, now it's like comic papyrus. They're like, oh, wow. It's weird.
I could talk the fonts all day long.
Same.
Oh, man.
So, Jason, how's your job changed with Corona?
So I work from home 100% of the time.
I know. I always forget about your real job.
Right? I don't.
Because I feel like modern dad is your real job.
Like, are you getting closer to being done with your real job?
I don't know. Maybe.
We're on YouTube, right?
That's fine. No one at my work.
One camera.
YouTube.
Yeah, you're right. There will be 14 people that.
Yeah, I don't know. I would love to do this full time.
Yeah.
And I've taken on some clients where I do their social accounts.
Oh, really?
Outside of work. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like Bam Bams? Do you
like
have any more
nitty-gritty?
openings?
Like, can we hire you?
We'll see. I'll
I've
see
been
if my
so
schedule
bad.
fits.
I've been so bad.
I know. I follow you. And I don't even know why. I'm like, I know about you, but I don't see anything. So that's something that's changed from last time, because last time you guys had asked if I was ever thinking of doing that again.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't know. I don't really want to. And then all of a sudden people started messaging me because they heard this and they were like, wait, you did that?
So we're responsible for that.
Yeah, thanks a lot for giving me more income. I'm livid.
We've done some things for some people. We did, it's fun to find out afterwards,
Yeah.
right?
So that's been nice.
You've done a lot for us, though.
Yeah, right.
You have.
You are
your
welcome.
episode was huge.
Yep.
And it's still, like, I'll bet his episode gets another huge spike after this episode.
I don't
His
know.
first episode.
After this one, people are going to be like, oh.
No way. I think this one's been interesting. I like this. I like even the social dilemma. We really should ask every influencer
No.
we have in here about that, because
They're
they
not
all have
even going to
opinions.
care.
They all have opinions.
Do you get asked about it a lot?
I get asked about it. Not a lot.
Yeah.
People at work asked me, and I was like, it's fine. I watched it. Whatever. They don't even get it. They're like, so tell me about this book of faces. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. So when two people love each other, like your mother and I used to. Yeah, so
what's coming up next for you? 2021. We're getting to
ooh, it's a big year. I got a lot of surprises, a lot of secrets. Don't you hate when people say that? Because I don't have any. It just drives me crazy when they're like, I got a big thing that's coming next month, so stay here for it. And then I'm like, just tell me what it is.
They have to build.
Don't try to hype me. I don't need your hype. I don't know. We'll see what happens. January is my birthday month, so that's big.
How old do you turn this year?
The big 39.
30. Man, you're in your 30s still? Lucky.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Man.
I know. You would have never guessed.
Never.
It's Botox.
And throat massages.
Yeah.
I'm still so blown away by that whole thing.
Don't
I
be.
didn't know that any of that existed.
I didn't either. And then I had it done, and I was like, oh, I need to go to the bishop.
Do you have any?
Do I have any what?
I was going to ask, one thing that I like about your social media is, like, when you find new things that you like, you talk about it. Any new things that you like lately that you're excited about, that you want to start talking about?
I'm remodeling our bathroom.
I saw this pose.
I do not
Yeah,
own.
good for you.
What is it?
The one where you got the
Yeah.
the axe over your
Yeah.
shoulders with the
I'm
sweaty chest.
I'm wanting them to recruit me for the Men of Instagram calendar
I was gonna
2021.
say, a modern day.
It's a carousel image, so you got choice of 3 images. Unfortunately, I kept my shirt on for all of them because rules and regulations of the gram.
That's the thing. Like, I would say that's the number one thing. Probably people or new followers are probably surprised at. Like, you're a pretty handy dude.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No.
The
You are.
garage stuff you did.
You do
the
way-
bathroom.
What garage thing?
Changing your light, like
When you
even
refinish
changing
your
like ceiling
kitchen.
fans. Like, you're a pretty handy guy. Most dudes nowadays
I
don't
didn't
know how to
change
do.
any. For the record, I did not change any ceiling fans. If anything, I did in
Yes,
my
you did.
bedroom.
Thank you.
I was like, no, I did not. Maybe I have dusted them.
No, you took off.
I did
you
do my
completely
ceiling fan.
Swapped the light fixture and put and it was a ceiling
That's
fan.
true.
Like, that's
For the record, I do not own a single tool. So
How?
if anyone from Home Depot listens to this or Lowe's would like to work with me, I am happy to do so.
you should be a Milwaukee man. I can see that.
Why? What does that mean?
Milwaukee tools, they're my favorite.
Oh, or
And they have
Milwaukee.
They have
Any
a good social
tool,
media.
Reach out to me. Unless you're a tool at the gym, I don't want your business. I own a toolkit we got for our wedding that pieces are missing.
Just like a socket. Oh, dun,
Just
dun.
kidding. It was his little brother.
Yeah.
He's helping me in the bathroom. And I was like, where did everything go?
It's like a big wrench set, like a big socket set or something.
I don't know what that means.
Like it. Does it like
Don't
open
worry.
up?
It
and there's a bunch of
opens and
wrenches,
there's things
do
in
I.
there.
different like size.
Pieces of metal that are
The
all
only
there.
tools we have at our house are the ones that Jenna came to the marriage with.
Yeah.
Oh,
Andrew's
that's
not a
kind of
tool
like
guy either.
Emily. I was like, because I think we got something that she registered for our wedding, and I was like, ugh, I wanted the whole Friends series.
That was our best wedding gift.
Instead, we got this.
We had no
You
TV,
guys
and we
come to my
watched The
house.
Friends.
I mean, I have them all, like seasons 1 through 10 that I got each individually when they were
I was
released.
talking about tools, not
Oh.
the Friends,
I
the
have a
Missing
box set.
Friends DVDs.
Noted.
I'll bring you tools. I have lots of them. I have more tools than I even need, but I just
Yeah.
like them.
Why?
I grew up in a construction house, and just it's good to have tools around
I'm
for your
learning that
father-in-law
now.
to use when he comes to fix things. And
Yeah.
I wish he'd leave them out so I could fix them after he fixes them.
Oh. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. You guys know the same people.
Yeah, we have the same father-in-law.
Right.
He is awesome, actually.
So, yeah, we're remodeling. I'm currently remodeling the bathroom.
Why? Why are you doing
Because
that?
the second we looked at the house, I thought it looked like garbage because the entire thing, it had tile on the ceiling, gross textured walls. The vanity was from like 94, like France, but didn't fit the house. I hated it. And it's the kids' bathroom. I'm like, they get on a stool to use the sink and they still couldn't use it. They couldn't see their beautiful faces. And so I just wanted to do something. So
how do you go about it, though? Like, you say you don't even have a tool, but you did full demo.
You have
like,
an
how do
axe on your shoulder. in
that
the
axe
picture.
is not mine. I stole it from my brother-in-law. And
how
he'll
do you
listen to
know
this
how to
because he's
do
a
this?
BYU fan.
Because, I mean, you got to know not to hit lines and cords. And, I mean, just
Like
demoing
what?
a bathroom is
So
not
one thing I've
easy.
learned while demoing it and showing it on the gram is how many people want to tell me how to do things.
Oh, yeah.
But, oh my gosh. And bless your hearts. Thank you for the messages. But I am also learning that it wasn't done very well. And so it's been so easy. And everyone's like, you should do this for a job. And I'm like,
You're like, Chip, just use it.
should I? For real. I'm like, no, it was just done awfully.
Wait, so you don't go to YouTube or anything
No,
like that?
everybody told me to go to
beforehand?
YouTube, and I was like, why? All you got to do is break a tile, and then I could pop the rest off.
Right.
So my father-in-law showed me how to pop off a tile. So then that day I popped all 900 tiles
Yeah, that's never
off
fun.
the bathroom. It was so easy
Right.
because they were all done wrong. And every person we've had to come do the tile now is like, oh, when I do my tile, if you ever have to redo this, it'll be a destruction zone. I'm like, that's why we're getting this done right, because I want
Right.
it done right the first
It's like
time.
your stupid tile floors here in the restaurant. I'll never forget that day.
The asbestos tiles.
Oh my gosh. That was miserable
Yeah,
trying to get
scraping
those things
out
up.
was hard.
Oh, mine were a cinch. But everyone's like, you're amazing. Where do you get your energy from? I'm like, Perk Energy sponsored. This is sponsored for both
Code
parties.
nitty-gritty.
/
Yeah.
modern dad.
Use code nitty gritty or use code modern dad.
His is probably better.
No,
Right.
it's the same.
He's more
code.
powerful.
It's the same thing.
Oh, okay.
I just will make more. So
Wait, you make money when they use the code?
no.
Weird. Huh.
So yeah, I'm redoing the bathroom. Oh, we did the kitchen over quarantine when we redid our kitchen, and for
See,
that,
how are you not? You're very handy.
no, I just went and I ordered a spray gun from Amazon that the people of Instagram said to buy, and so then I just did it.
But I've learned this week that you still have to be somewhat talented to use a spray gun.
See, Cam just did that in his kitchen.
No, what I learned
Ashley
is
just
that
did
I
that in
have
Cameron's
got to be
kitchen.
like so OCD about cleaning the spray gun.
Yeah, that's a huge thing with the spray guns.
Oh my gosh. That was my worst nightmare.
Ashley
But
had to
also
show
I
somebody how to
loved it.
use a spray gun the other day, and she was just blown away at what that person. The idea that person had in their head on how to spray was very wrong. So yeah, I mean,
It wasn't me. Just for all of you, thinking
wasn't-
It was
well, yeah.
definitely Andrew.
if it was you, I would have said it. I would have made fun of it. But yeah, I mean, you have to know how to do that too.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. You got to stop saying that you're not handy, because I think
Don't
you're,
tell me what to do.
you're handy
Yeah.
And handsy.
and handy.
And if you only knew. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. Remodeling. I guess.
I feel like you always have something that you're working towards. So yeah, it's kind of strange that you don't like the marathons.
Yeah, I don't have a marathon.
You don't really have anything. Like
I was
what
supposed to do a Spartan, but that got canceled.
Why in the hell
Right?
would you ever do that?
I don't know. It looked cool, and you
I
got a
actually
cool
would like.
medal
I think that
for
would
it.
be fun to
I
do.
And
was a
the
pit crew
biggest
for
one
one of
is a
those.
half marathon, and a half is easy.
Stupid.
It's a half marathon and 33 like workout things.
Listen.
And if you couldn't do them, you had to do burpees, and I was like, oh, I'll do those over the burpees because I can't.
I don't like it. Half marathon. That's an insult to marathons. You have to have your own name for the half marathon.
Oh
It
yeah.
is. It's called a half marathon.
It's so dumb. Like, just finish the marathon. Or
Yeah.
I even we.
How was your first half marathon?
I don't do half.
Oh, that's
marathons.
weird.
Yeah,
So,
no.
yeah.
I cook. I
Yeah.
don't do half marathon.
Me too.
Listen, it just should be. I have respect for it. It just should be called something else.
I mean, it's half of a marathon.
I went to half of church today.
I just
Or
went
I
to
ki-
I just
I
went to
took
20 minutes
half
of
of
home
the steak.
church. Yeah, that's
not
called
finishing.
medium.
No. That's rare.
I ate half a pound of brisket.
Oh, that sounds
That's not the
delicious.
same.
It's offensive to pounds.
Yeah. And I got a lot of pounds.
Maybe that's actually kind of the same. That one's actually pretty good. Damn it. I just think it's legit when people run marathons. And I do think it's legit when they run half marathons. I just think it should be its own name.
Okay.
Can't get half married. Right?
I don't know. Watch Real Housewives of
Yeah.
SLC, apparently.
No, that's called multiple married.
Yeah.
That's called married many times over.
Bless their hearts.
So are you working towards anything right now? Are there things that we don't know about?
I don't think so.
Just want this damn kung flu to go away and
Yeah.
so we can get back to normal? Do you think we'll ever get back to normal?
No, because now it's all changed. Like now if I go somewhere, it's like, it's so weird being in a crowd of people.
So that's a good question. Like, do you don't think it'll ever go back to the way it was before,
No, I don't think it will soon.
or ever?
I don't know.
That's an interesting thing
Because we're a group of like we do repent, like things that have happened before tend to happen again. Right. And so I could see us getting comfortable again, because now we went to a restaurant and I was just waiting for takeout, and I watched a group that was at a table that said they want a different table, and they got up and moved and went to a different table, and then they went and sat another family at that table, and I'm like, wait, you didn't just wipe that down? Like, you did nothing to that. So now it's kind of like we have that mentality of like, but wait, that hasn't been cleaned. Like
Right.
now we're more aware of those things. And I think it's just because it's so heightened still.
Right.
But I'm sure we'll get comfortable again and be like coughing all over and
well,
doing all kinds
a
of things.
part of that we need, right? I mean, that's how we keep our immune systems strong, right? Is dealing with, but you're right. You wonder how many people are going to be. We are getting to that point now where I was reading KSL the other day, and now they're starting to post like tattletale hotlines for businesses.
Oh.
And it's a slippery slope.
Oh, yeah.
Because what happens there, people are going to start calling them if they're mad about something.
Oh, totally.
Or if
like
they
with
don't
that,
like the
with what just
competition.
happened, where I just saw like if I were someone, we'll call Karen, even though my mother-in-law and sister-in-law are Karens. That's their actual names are Karen.
Bummer.
But it's funny because I could go and call on that business and say they didn't wash this table, they didn't wipe it off before they moved it.
Right.
But I love that place. And
Right.
so I wouldn't want to see it go away. And I think that so many businesses are struggling right now,
It's so hard to keep up.
trying to keep up with everything.
Like we can't make it's so funny. I hear all these people complain about masks and everything else, but it's like we can't make one mistake here at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Right.
You're guilty until proven innocent.
Right. Well, yeah. And it's a $7,000 fine. Like if we don't have, the line markers perfectly 6 feet away, like when people are standing in line, like we're now to the point where we're taping butcher paper over the tables because nobody was obeying the whole like signage that said don't sit here. So that's what people don't realize. Like I can't enforce it with you,
Right.
but they can enforce it against me. And so, yeah, it is such a pain in the butt, and people are freaking out about it.
Yeah.
You know, I've got people that I know that are protesting in front of the governor's house. That's insanity. What a moron.
Yeah.
Like that is so over
That's
the
too
line.
far.
It's way too far.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like we need more divide in this country.
Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, if you just, I mean, growing up, if I would have said this, heard myself say this, I'd be like, what? I think if you just do what is asked for the short amount of time,
Right.
we're going to get through this.
Amen.
Just do it. Hashtag Nike, please sponsor me.
Yeah. Milwaukee,
But
Nike.
if you just have that short, and it doesn't mean you can't order dinner from a local restaurant.
Sure.
It doesn't mean you can't go shopping at a local place. It just means just put your mask on,
And wash your hands.
wash your hands. If you get poop under your nails, clean it out. Like, just do these little things and we're going to be fine. Quit eating your bats.
Don't eat bats. Please
If
don't
we
eat
could just
bats.
do it,
Well,
quit complaining
it really
about
boils down to the mask thing. I mean, I think that's the one that everyone's fighting on. That's probably the most simple way for all of us to like chill this out.
right.
I don't know how much I believe that. I still don't think masks do a whole
Sure.
lot. It's not like anyone's wearing them the right way, or probably washing them enough or
Yeah.
whatever else. But it has been interesting to me to just see how hard people fight it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, there are people, like I said, that's what they're picketing in front of the governor's house
Yeah.
for. One of these people I know is suing the state for having to quarantine their kid from school.
Yeah.
Like, they're saying that was a breach of like constitutional something or other. It's like, you have that much time and money to sue our government for that? Anyway, so yeah, it's interesting, but I think we need it to end soon just for our connections.
Right.
Just for just socially, I think we're knocking on that door where we're going to hit a wall
Yeah.
pretty soon. So, I don't know. I'm over it. So this episode was good. 'Cause
Great.
I needed to be happy.
Anytime.
But you're telling people to wear masks, right? Is that what you're just saying? Just follow the rules?
Just follow the rules.
See, that's the thing. If you follow the rules, everything can stay open.
Right.
That's what we need to not happen. I can't handle another 9 weeks of
No.
the dining room being closed.
No.
Did you hear about California just put a curfew on the state?
Right.
Yeah, while the governor was sipping wine at the French Laundry.
I thought that
What a
sounded
jerk.
delicious. Yeah.
I get it. I'd go to the French Laundry too, but I mean, he's been one of the most hardcore governors as far as shutdowns and restrictions. And he's sitting there without a mask, at probably the best restaurant in California in Napa Valley. Like, give me a break.
Must be nice.
I'll stop.
Tell us how you
now.
really feel.
I know. It's ridiculous. Just wear your mask, people. That's
Yeah.
it. It's not that hard.
Let's get it over with.
Let's get it over with. And I don't even think masks is going to get it over with. I think maybe the vaccine's the only thing that,
Hopefully.
but I don't know.
We'll see.
Well, thank you for coming.
Hey, thanks for having me. Anytime. In
We
like,
can't end on the Corona note.
yeah, what else do you want to know?
I
What
don't
else do you
know.
want to end on?
What other tattoos have you gotten since last
Oh my
time?
gosh. I got all the Kardashians on my back.
Wait, what's your favorite Kardashian?
You already asked me this last
I want to
time.
remember. Did I really?
Yes.
You just listened to it.
On
remember?
air?
Yes.
Oh, man. Okay,
You said
sorry.
Chloe. I said Kim, but I do love Chloe because she's so like inappropriate. And
Right. I like Scott Disick.
He's funny.
He's my overall favorite. The Lord.
Yeah.
He's my overall favorite.
Yeah. And we talked about how you were like behind on seasons and
Really?
yeah. It's fine.
Wow.
And now they made the announcement they're not going to do it anymore. They're doing one last season.
See, that'll help society, I think.
Okay.
Right?
Are you sad about that?
That is offensive. I mean, it's fine. All good things come to an end.
That's true. Like this episode, unfortunately.
Ooh, that was good.
Dang it. I
That's
don't want
the
it to
way
end.
to do it.
This is seriously the happiest I've been in 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So this is good. Or at least the most I've laughed.
Good.
I wasn't laughing in The Crown last night when I was watching that.
Oh,
Great show, but pretty serious.
I haven't watched it.
I'm surprised. I think The Crown would be right up your alley. It's awesome.
I watched Emily in Paris, binged that.
I liked that show.
It was so good.
Yeah.
I watched it in like 2 days. What's another one we just finished?
See, this is what we should be asking people too. Like, what shows are you into right now?
Yeah.
Because that's what everyone needs right
Everybody's
now. Everyone's
watching
Netflix has got to be raking it in right now.
Lucky.
Right? What's their stock up to, Andrew?
A lot.
Wow.
Would have been nice if you would have brought that to our attention last time
Yeah.
I was here.
Yeah, I send
Get
them home
some
with
stock in
barbecue.
Netflix.
Give our guests stock tips.
Yeah.
when they leave. That'd be
And-
But it
nice.
doesn't have to be on the air.
Next episode of Nitty Gritty will come to you from Gel.
Worth it. That could be
Wait,
interesting.
don't you only go to jail if
Did you get caught?
you're
Yeah.
inside trading? Wait, you can't give people stock advice? Like your friends? That's technically illegal?
Well, it's not illegal, but I could get sued.
I
Really?
won't sue you.
If it didn't go good, you could sue me.
Oh.
Even if I'm not your client?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. Well, thanks for letting me know.
Oh, good to know.
I'll remember that.
When,
Gotta step up
when
your
I
game.
get my Netflix and it crashes,
All of
it's
these
on you.
lawsuits, here they come.
Yeah. Bring them on.
Well, Emily in Paris. Well, you didn't think
That
of
was
the
a
other
good
one?
one. There was another one. I don't remember what it was called though. It's all like Broadway people, but they don't do like singing. I don't know. My brother-in-law told me to watch it, and it was good.
Did you like witches?
Oh, we didn't watch it. We started, and then I'm like, maybe we shouldn't start this with the kids because my wife didn't remember the story. And I'm
Right.
like, the parents die right at the beginning. You don't remember that? You don't remember?
Kind of scary.
Do you remember it though? Did you watch it when you were little?
I didn't even know it was a remake. That's a remake?
Yeah, watching it when I was
The Anne
little.
Hathaway show. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So it was with I have the worst with names. But it had this lady, and so the witches wore wigs, and they had no toes, so all their shoes were like that straight toe, and they smelled children.
Angelica Houston.
Yes.
Yep.
And so when I was growing up, you'd see old ladies, and they'd be like scratching their heads, and I'd be like, she's a witch.
Yeah, it was kind of scary.
And they all wore like the shoes, like my grandma's wore the shoes like the witches, and I was like, oh my gosh, my grandmas are witches.
It's funny what we believe as kids.
Oh, yeah.
I believed the dragonfly sewed our mouth shut till I was like 15.
What's that from?
My grandpa just told me.
See, my sister told me that
Scared me to death.
if I put my feet in the toilet and flushed it, I'd go to Disneyland. Did I try? Sure, but my feet were cleaner for it. So, yeah.
Thanks
I
for-
didn't watch the new one though.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's a little freaky. Thanks for coming, brother.
You're welcome.
That was so fun.
Anytime. I'm ready for the meat sweats.
Let's
Bring
do
them
it.
on.
Let's do it.